Designing teaching material. What should English language learning materials have? Learning materials can be dictated through many ways, whether through books, stories, discussion topics. Regardless of what they do to provide contribution, what is ideally done in a manner based on the principles in the relationship with what we know about how to learn a language effectively. It is important to be clear about the topic we are going to make know, how we are going to do to disseminate knowledge, and what we can do to guarantee continuous learning. Teaching can be direct, indirect. The teacher fulfills some roles during teaching, such as being preventive, receptive, or remedial. Many see the main objective of the development of material as the provision of significant experience of the language in use and opportunities to reflect on this experience. The materials must have an impact. The impact is achieved when the materials have a remarkable effect on the student. That is, when curiosity, interest, and attention of the student are attracted. If this is achieved, there is a greater likelihood that part of the language in the material will be taken for progressing. We can transmit the impact through conducting class where there is not so much routine, covering topic personal interesting, using different work tools, whether they are recording, videos, images, etc. In order to achieve the impact, the teacher must know his student to know what material to use to cause that impact, in addition to using materials with which student feels comfortable to work. Proposal for principal approaches to the development of ALT materials. Most writers in the materials development process focus on needs analysis as a starting point. However, there are some writers who report that they began by articulating their principles. For example, Bell and Gower began by articulating the following principles that they want to guide in their writing. Flexibility from text to language, attractive content, natural language, analytical approaches, emphasis on review, personalized practice, integrate skill, balance of. Tomlinson proposed some principles for the development of materials, which derive from the research and theory of ACLA. Describe a flexible and principled framework designed to help teachers develop materials in efficient and effective approaches, learning to learn, professional respect. The materials must provide a student with the opportunity to use the target language to achieve communicate purposes. The use of language for communication involves attempt to achieve a purpose in a situation in which the content, strategies, and expression of interaction are determined by the student. Such attempt can allow a student to verify the effectiveness of their internal hypothesis, also help a student to automate their existing procedural knowledge and to develop strategies competence. These are the fundamental principles of language acquisition that, when developing materials, have some of the principles for the development of materials that derive from them. The materials must contain many spoken and writing messages, texts that provide extensive experience in the use of language to achieve results in a variety of text types and genders in relation to topics, events, location, etc., which may be significant for the select student. Make sure that the language students are exposed to his authentic in the sense that it represents how the language is typically used. Make sure that the language input is contextualized, The use of language it is determined and interpreted in relation to its content of use. Make sure that students are exposed to enough samples of language in authentic use to provide a natural recycling of elements and language features that can be useful for them to learn. Prioritize the commitment potential. Make use of activities that make students think about what they read or hear and respond personally. Make use of activities that make students think and feel before, during, and after using the target language for communication. Make sure that text and assignment are as interesting, relevant, and enjoyable as possible to exert a positive influence on student attitudes toward the language and the learning process. Establish achievable changes that help raise the self-esteem of students when success is achieved. Encourage emotional response through the use of music, song, literature, art, etc. Through the use of controversial and provocative themes, text, through personalization and inviting students to express their feeling about a before asking them to analyze it when developing materials for the classroom. We must also, of course, consider the principle of language teaching. My main teaching principle is that the teaching must meet the needs and desires of the student.